touching me.
We're live!
Wait,
We're not
hold on.
Live.
What speed? What is going on with you? I need you alive for this. I need you alive for this. If you catch my drift.
Alright.
Just gotta get into my more formal apparel. If you catch my drift. Hello and welcome to the Avatar Roundup. The Avatar Roundup is an event that is hosted once every first Saturday of the month. In this event, you may show off either an avatar you have created, an avatar you are working on, a prefab, or a public avatar that you have found. Please take a seat and stop blocking the door. Looking rather sharp today. For today, this one is the 1st of April, if you couldn't tell. We like to be a bit silly here. There are many things if you wish to see more of this, communitymeetup.net, that's our website, that's our Discord. Avatars must be relatively optimized. It can be unoptimized if it's a work in progress, but if you crash people, you know, don't do that.
Yep.
Don't do that. I have the ability to manipulate reality. I can turn on audio link and a darker environment if you need to show off audio link and or how lighting works on a model, such as emissions and what have you, and maybe if you have a glow-in-the-dark thing, because I've seen that before. Aside from that... Oh yeah, also, please try to keep it within a 15-minute time frame. I'd rather... Probably not going to time it for 15 minutes. I don't think I can open up a timer. But don't go over 15 minutes, please. I'll explode. Thank you. Aside from that, that would explain it all. If we can line up from here to there for who wants to show off, with over there being who wants to start first, over there being who wants to start later on, and then I'll go from person to person to person to person. So if anyone wishes to show off anything... Ooh. I'd rather relax. Thought yourself in.
Surprised it's not many people actually.
Oh, hold your tongue. We have plenty of people. Now, here is... Here's where we struggle. I used to be able to just hit print screen, but these VR keyboards suck. So, if everyone can stay there whilst I get the snipping tool out. I take a big screenshot. Yes, look at my face. Look at my visage. Oh, you struck a pose. How delightful. I have my personal face mirror on, so I'm also in the corner of the screenshot. How lovely. That's horrifying. There we go. I've got the screenshot. Now, if everyone, apart from army men, could abdicate, we shall begin. Because it is you who is presenting. Come here. Come here.
Okay, so I have been trying to get to this for 3 weeks now. Fell asleep every time. My sleeping pattern's completely messed up. But luckily this time, I have a ton of prefabs to show off. So, let's see. Alright, so this is a follower prefab. I've showed off the first version of this. Also, feel free to clone any of these prefabs if you want. A while back, it's a follower system. It's made so you can kind of easily put your own followers on here. It's got an emote wheel, so it's got different expressions. It's got it's remote control as well, so it's got a joystick you can control where it goes. It's got options like moving up and down, relevant, use face. It's got locations, so I can tell it to go to specific places. I can turn it into a yo-yo. But yeah, this is a very quick way of having a follower that's actually controllable. That's the first prefab. So this is a prefab I showed off before, like very, very early stages, and this probably won't work for anyone not on my friends list. So, and also if anyone turns into it, it uses a render texture, so it's a compass that can be dropped and turns into a map. So this is a map and waypoint system. So waypoints can be set. So you move this. So I don't know. This world's actually a little on the smaller side for something like this, but it's waypoint is. But basically, it's a system where you can put a waypoint on the map, and then it becomes a fast travel for that waypoint. So the range on this is 60 kilometers, and you can pretty accurately put a waypoint within 60 kilometers anywhere in any world. And that's just the preset I have on the system. If you want to go further, you could obviously make it wider and go further, but it's just a very, I don't know what that waypoint. No, it's actually. Yeah. So you can just it's good for big worlds, and when you set a waypoint, because obviously you can't use your own station, you can also have it so. See if I can. So it's. Yeah. So it's you set a waypoint with the map, and then wherever that waypoint in the map, you can set on fast travel, and then anyone that sits on that station will be set to that waypoint.
Exit station. Exit point.
Yeah. And they usually actually points towards way.
Prefab that's available already?
Yeah. It's available on boot. The information's on there. Super useful for much larger worlds, especially if you're exploring a big world, and even if you don't want to cheat or teleport people places, you can set the waypoint and use the actual arrow on the compass to guide you to the location. So it definitely worth cloning and trying out in a larger world, because it's really fun. And I have a system for this on boot, so all my prefabs I usually are available on boot. But yeah, this is definitely a good one. It can be a little performance heavy, but it's really dependent on the world and people's avatars in the world. And avatars will also show up on red, like a red emission on the map to show where people are through walls. But yeah, definitely feel free to clone and try it out.
You
don't
have
have
cloning
cloning
off
on.
anyway.
Oh, do I have cloning off?
Yes, it is off.
Wait, oh, yeah, so sorry, this is actually private at the moment. Because I showed off the world at community meetup for this avatar, and I didn't want everyone turning into the avatar, so I had the private. If you actually look up in my bio, look up the world for this avatar, you'll find that I'll make it public right after this.
I might just. It's just on your booth page, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it looks at it. That's actually a pretty neat system.
So, okay, so this is 2 prefabs on this avatar. So these wings. So I sell a lot of fairy wings. That's kind of my thing. Well, till recently. I also have this animated bird. So, sorry, my tracker is not wanting to track. So I've got an animated bird cage. You mess with it. Drop it. It's a really nice animated bird. I have a lot of this stuff and a lot of different, animated things on there. Butterflies, birds, wings. There's a lot of that. Now, got a few avatars to show off. I think I'll start. So this is my Halloween avatar. This is 100% original. So, got a beating heart, can take out. It's got toes, wiggly toes, freak people out. And the usual stuff, the wings move. And people weren't too happy with its nakedness, so I added an apron. If anyone's a fan of specific YouTube cooking channel, you might recognize this. And this is my second Halloween avatar. Second wall to load for me.
Ooh.
So we had like a little group thing for Halloween. So I was the Beast from Over the Garden Wall. So this was like my avatar done as the Beast. So that was a fun little thing. And this is my game jam entry. I'm still working on it. This is basically the same on Quest and PC. Sorry, it's my tracker's gone all over the place. So I went for as performance as possible. So everything is the same from Quest to PC except for the materials. One material for everything. I kind of want to concentrate on getting much optimization and function together at the same time. So there's a lot of hair changes, outfit changes, using like bone transforms, some blend shapes. I try to keep blend shapes to minimal. I'm only 10k, and as people probably know, blend shapes are exponential with vertex count. So when you're 10k verts or polys, you're not really going to have really expensive blend shapes, but I try to keep them to a minimum anyway. So at the moment, it's still a work in progress.
Better once we update Unity version.
Yeah, wait.
Once we do that.
Yeah, but honestly, this the scale of when you get to the very low Vertex count models, the price isn't that expensive, and I think yeah, the original Quake didn't have any bones. I believe they used blend shapes for everything because when you get below a certain vertex count, blend shapes actually become cheaper than bones. It's a really interesting thing how blend shapes work, and there's a lot of misconceptions about blend shapes and how they work. But it's an exponential growth. So when you get into your e-girls, your 75 K plus avatars, they get kind of expensive. But when you get into the low vertex counts, you can't even like measure them. But I did try to keep them as low as possible, just in in future they might have like a limit, but I try to keep it as low as possible. So I used up all the bones I could use, and then when I couldn't use any more bones, I used like blend shapes as possible. So I've got body sliders, color changes. I'm planning on having a lot more skin colors on here. But this is just what I have at the moment. Wing size, contact. So pulling my wings, I get angry face, head pats, happy, so forth. I've been deconstructing Go Go Loco and redoing every single animation of Go Go Loco. So this has a ton of custom animations. This is really good on desktop, and I can't show it at the moment because I'm not on desktop, but it has a really nice prone animation of scooting your butt across the ground with your prone. So it's just fun. It's a shame I can't show it on even half body because it's not going to look the same. But loads of custom animations, custom thumbnail animation, whatever. But the main thing was just get as much customization without sacrificing anything, but while keeping it under 10k polys. So this avatar, I can even show, I've even got individual toes, which was a lot of, kind of hard to do when you're limited to 10k polys. But yeah, I just wanted to get as much customization as possible. Got multiple hairstyles too. They all have fizz bones, and this is to the quest fizz bone limit and the quests of everything, because the game jam, they want, in the rules it was like, oh, make sure stuff works on both ends, so everything is going to be the same across both. But yeah, feel free to clone or whatever if you want. I have one more avatar to show.
If you are showing this, you might want to be a bit fast as you've taken up a fair chunk of time.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't want to take up more time. Okay, thank you.
Fine. That fucking... I didn't know you could do such a thing with a waypoint prefab. That shit is cool. I know like 12 people who'd benefit from that. I like that shit a lot. Next up is Sumo. You could...
Alright.
There you are, my man.
Okay, so behold, I made a thing. So use this as a good excuse to play around with a whole lot of special effects and particles and whatnot. So most of them glow. So if we can get the dark mode.
Into the abyss. Ooh.
Okay, so it's mostly controlled with gestures and contracts. So I can change the mode. Just moving my hand. Each of the colors have different effects. On the simple end, I've got an axe, a spear, and the scythe, and so goes my extremely lax quest to get a stand-in for all of Final Fantasy XIV weapons. On the more fancy side, lots of fancy particle effects. So big laser that goes wherever I'm looking. Orange is my favorite, bit of fall fashion. Yellow, I'd like to put a light on, but I like my medium rating a little too much. Green, and icon that's close enough to international first aid and so on symbols that I can say it makes me a white mage. Blue is just spinnies. The spinnies are cool. And finally on purple, a big glyph. Whoops. Let's try that again. Drop it down wherever I want. And then a beacon or a god laser or whatever you want. So, there we go. Thanks for letting me present.
Ooh. I love that it's medium. That's a really good.
Wait, that's
feature.
medium? Oh! That's good. I love wizardy particle effects. I love being wizard. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Next up would... Did I turn that? I turned that shit off! I'm only human. Next up would be Crazium.
Oh boy. Ah. God.
Hello! Like many people here, 1 second, I'm still getting organized, throwing cables everywhere. Wowee. Like many people here, I participated in the Avatar Jam, and that's what I'm gonna be showing off today. So, this is my submission for the Avatar Jam. It is the first time I have ever done actual texturing rather than just like flat color stuff. I did a little bit of painting, and between Quest and PC, it has a 1-to-1 parity, or a near 1-to-1 parity. The only difference between the two versions is the shader that I use, which it's not too big of a difference. But I've got a bunch of little doodads and whatnot, such as my little magical glyphs on my hands, which are controlled based off of my gestures. So this is the rock and roll magic symbols. If I put it into a fist, I can bring my gestures out. Oh. And let's see, some thumbs up, if I can do it. Yeah, there we go, thumbs up. And yeah. So I've got my face covered up by this mask. It's a little stuffy in here, so let's pull that down. And it's got a bunch of little emotions as well. So I can be happy, oh boy, oh joy. Or I could be bad, I'm so mad. It's got sad, damn. And annoyed, like, it's whatever. Is shocked and the funny little smug emote as well. And yeah, if somebody wants to hit the lights, I also want to show off the emissions on this. Oh. Yes. Oh. So I've got a bunch of little glowy bits and rotatey stuff. So it is good performance on both PC and Quest. The only thing that's keeping it from being excellent on PC is the bone count, which I used bones for a lot of rotating bits. So like the hands are rotating. There's the necklace that rotates as well. Let me just switch up the face so I'm no longer smug. And just like also fizz bones in the legs and stuff. As you notice, I have no legs whatsoever. And yeah, and let's see. There anything else I'm currently missing on here? It's got all the default emotes and all of that. And yeah, I guess if I want to hit the lights again, daytime. Oh, just want to show off two last things. All right. So another thing, just taking advantage of the parameters given, I can mute up and. Hard to show that off because I cannot talk while it's happening, but the little necklace changes to a mute icon once I mute up. And it's also got some earmuff glyphs as well. So if I don't want to hear anyone, there we go. We got some little rotating earpieces, ear glyphs. They keep all the sound away. Yeah. And that is pretty much it for my submission. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Ooh. Ooh.
Booking 2 wizards in a row? Oh. Oh, my submission, which I'm going to show off, was also a wizard. I feel significantly out-wizarded. Next up would be Chili.
Sorry, you pissed my pants.
Hey, so yeah, I have two things I guess to show off today. One of them is a character I've been playing recently as I've gotten into roleplay. Thanks, Peep, for ruining my life. So basically, let me pull her out. So this is my character star. She is what I'm kind of going for is a monk druid. Not much to her other than being a fae. I did set up several things. One is the cloak on her is a toggleable, and obviously I can go invisible for a bit. It was also my first time messing with lighting parameters. I don't know how well they'll show, but basically there we go. Some worlds she looks really, really dark, darker than usual, almost pitch black, so I had to add this so she wasn't a shadow bunny. Still working out everything here and there. Another thing I added is actually footstep contacts. So I had some help with this. Oh yeah, my eyeball on the back of my neck. So basically wherever she walks, there's just like a little jingle that follows around every time her feet hit the ground. So everything on here I've made from the ground up, from scratch, except for the hair, which was made by Eliza, because I fell in love with this hair and I was not going to spend the time recreating it. Other than that, the other thing I didn't make but still quite enjoy is these claws. They're from Vega, from Street Fighter, I believe. I don't remember off the top of my head. And thanks to Marino, I have a prefab system. Obviously health bar. I know. Is it not gonna work today? Cool, it's not gonna work today. I didn't break it, I promise.
Let me turn my interactions on and off.
There we go.
No.
It works, I promise. Just not today for some reason. I did replace some of the sounds on the claws so they weren't punching because that'd be awkward with claws. The other thing today is my Avatar Jam submission. So I wanted to do something really, really simple that was just excellent on good NPC. So one skin mesh, one texture, very low poly. Not much difference in between the two versions. So if I didn't break this, cool, I fixed it. This is a little cowboy puppy. That's really all to it. He's a little man's. I'm working on the hat. You're supposed to be able to grab the hat and pull it off. Right now, it's just a fun rotating bit in your skull. So I will fix that before the jam. The Visemes are parameter based, basically just a blend shape and a bone rotation, trying to mimic like older style, like kind of 2D-esque games. His little rope moves around and such. Just a fun little boy. I got a little B on the back for people who know my IRL nickname, if it wasn't obvious. But yeah, this is just my little boy. I'm hoping to make it so I can pull the hat off and dip it down, and also get the eyes working. They're currently just set to a blink blend shape, but I'm hoping to get them tracking with the blend shapes that move them around. So yeah, this is pretty much it. My little cowboy puppy. He is clonable. Right now he's just PC because I haven't had the time to make him quest, but yeah, just a little man's.
Get along, little doggy.
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
You're right.
No, no. Yeah, that's it for today. My little pup. Yeah.
That's the most rootinest, most tootinest, most damn good at shootingest dog I've ever seen. I'm already biased to the other models. I'm not sure what I can say about it other than it looks fucking cool. I'm so tempted to punch them in character. Next up would be Pylon.
Okay, my mic is working. Alright. So, this is just, I'm working on my, this is for the Avatar Jam. That's, yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. There's a bunch of obvious weight painting issues, and, haven't hooked up the Visemes yet, and really everything, but like, what I'm working on right now is the texturing, and it needs work as well. It's just a dog. That's basically the whole yeah, that's the character. It's just a dog. Yeah, so all right.
Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. I do appreciate it. Next up shall be...
Hello. I'm sorry, man. I might need a bit more time, man. Oh, lay off me. I need a bit more time. Please, let me go later. Please.
Fine. Next. Fine,
All right,
fine, chump. You have 2 max in front of you. Better not waste this time, or else me and the other business boys are gonna get you.
Alright. Gotcha. All right.
Next up would be Neko.
Dirk.
I want. Yeah. Hello, I'm Dirk. I've only ever made 3 models, and it's not. And I know mine's not gonna be impressive, because I'm gonna show off 2 models. One I made for my brother. Let me get it out real quick. It is Quest compatible. It's pretty low poly. It's all right. This is the first model I've ever made, and I'm still kind of proud of it because it turned out pretty well considering it's, again, first model. I've only ever made 3, and I've only ever used Blender for 2 months. So we got this one. He's a TV boy. There's not anything really special about him. I can make him do a little jig though for you. And we can't forget about the best emote, you know. But I can show you what I'm working on now. I'm gonna show you. There's 2 versions uploaded right now on my account. We got the really messed up version, which it is really broken. Very. Give it a moment. Let it load. No, this one did not go so well. This is giving me so many problems. But I just uploaded. Hopefully, you guys are gonna see my test, but it looks like it's done something really weird, so I'm kind of scared to even open it. I have not even seen this yet. Yep, okay. We got 2 in 1 now, which is again still work in progress. Still trying to fix it. I don't know why there's 2 of me now, but we got 2 now. We got a normal rig, but we also got attached to me now. I don't know what that is. But that's about it. I just want to show these off because I feel like I've been doing pretty good. That's all, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
I assume that wasn't enough time for business boy here to fix his getup. So instead, I'll go, but I can't promise speed. Can't promise speed. Just a little joker. Like to have some fun. No, I've got a few things to show. First one, I'm gonna briefly show, because it's mostly video game asset kit bashing, but it was also an RP model done for a friend. He wanted a... Not gonna lore dump, not gonna trauma dump, but he now has a robot character named Bartholomew. I've done very brief toggles on this. It was like made in about 30 minutes or so. I think those are like the arms and what have you are Overwatch assets from those NPCs. Torso is dog from Half-Life, and the head I stitched together in 15 seconds. What? Oh, wrong one. Silly me. Brief, fuck you toggles on it to hurt and maim people. And the whole thing was just retextured.
You mind?
So it didn't, you know. No, I don't. That's why I did it. The next would be another similar related model, but the first time I ever tried something like this with this character design. I made a suit for cubes. I can't even load it in my own model. There we are. I made a suit for cubes. The ironic thing about this is the body's base poly count is really low, but then anything I put on ends up being high because I need to not only make it rounded out because it's clothes, but also make it square So I've got to have a lot of polys on corners, working on a way to be good and not have that happen. But yeah, I got a suit. No other real toggles on it. Oops. It's just got expressions which I don't think I showed off before, but I re-added them onto this model. Gotta work on the angry one because it looks a bit silly. Oh, and of course, the basics that I put on for every iteration of this character. That'd be all for that. Next one is also a minor kit bash, but I ended up modeling most of what you see. I haven't put all the toggles on it yet, but another D&D character that I've made like 3 billion versions of this model. Weight ping on the arms is a bit messed up, but I modeled all of the clothes and this helmet myself. The only thing that I have not forged from my own was the skeleton, because I'm not doing a proportionally accurate skeleton with all the bones. No, I'm too silly for that. That's gonna make me scream. Very broken, because the constraints are just deciding to not work on one of the arms, but oh, and there's a texture issue I just noticed. Another RP-related model. Someone's doing a nightmare scene, so I make a fucked up version of my model. I've had a sketch of this thing for like God knows how long, but I haven't actually had a reason to make it. Ignore this arm that's, don't know if the camera can pick up on it. This is just completely broken, I don't know why. Working on toggles. But, yeah, do a little Fortnite dance. And the final one would be the one of substance. My jam submission. Unfortunately, it ended up being medium because I misread the rules on optimization. I mistook the oh, you have to be 10k and then medium was 15k as right. If I go over 15k, I enter medium, which was not how it worked. So I decided to say fuck it. It's got 2 meshes. I was trying to keep it good, but then it ended up escaping that, so I sort of went fuck it. It's the character design I made a while ago. And I thought that if I ever did anything with said character design, submitting it for something similar to a jam would fuck. And now that it's around the corner, I just revamped the model. So I thinned down the polys a little bit, and I added actual sets of toggles. I re-implemented all of the default emotes. I've got a new set of expressions. Oh yeah, get that in there. Get in there. Oh, get that in there. Get that again. Yeah. Sorry. Moving on. Arms, if you please, which is my favorite design aspect of this. This is the reason it has 2 meshes. I would hide these with shape keys if I could, or use any other advanced methods if I could. Quest. So if you're in desktop, you can run around armless, which looks pretty funny silly, I think. And then if you're in VR and require more expression, you've got hands at your disposal and big grippy ones that you can take off the staff and wield it like a true wizard, or you can decide to flip it around and stab someone. Which, lesser known wizard thing. Wizards did stab people, I think.
Weird.
Sort of sound British in the media, so they have to. And then a hat tip. which you can just do that. You can reveal the very well developed bald head of this thing.
Bald.
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 And if you do. I'm the one with a knife, and you're insulting me.
Bald.
Vaticastabra.
Yeah, exactly. If you turn the arms off and do the hat toggle, it looks real funny. He looks naked. And it's just got one little interactable fizzbone on the cloak. It's good on PC? Or is it medium on both?
It's gonna...
Good on PC, medium on Quest. Oops about the Quest thing. Okay, sorry, outside noises, but yeah, that would be about it for me. If you're quite... Hold on. I'm not...
Yeah.
If you find yourself quite done with what you're doing...
I am, but it's not appearing on my list. I have to restart my game to see it. I'm sorry.
Okay, okay, hold on,
Please,
hold on.
don't kill me.
Trick, right?
Yeah, what?
Go
Trick?
open your avatar wing menu thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that
Oh,
one?
yeah, you're right.
And then
Oh, shit.
cycle into uploaded and see if it updated there instead.
Yeah, let me look. Cycle into.
And I don't know
I look at this
uploaded.
point, sometimes you do have to restart the game.
That's
It did not.
Sideways RPG.
Uh,
Are you
give
going
me
by
a-
like
yeah,
most
I'm-
recent?
Yeah, no, I'm going by upload. Don't kill me. Maybe give the floor to someone else or do something funny for like 3
Okay.
minutes. I'll be back.
I can do something funny for 3...
Oh, he's doing a little jig.
I never... Okay. So, actual talk real quick. We've got a fair few people here now, more than when we begun, and I'm gonna throw out a vague guess that maybe 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or whatever number of people might want to show stuff off still. Usually I do this anyway, but now I have even more incentive to do it and ask for a round 2, because we're waiting on someone to... What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do in this? Oh, it's hard being businessmen. So yeah, we can do a round 2, same rules as before. Keep it 15 or so minutes. Please. No against TOS stuff. If I see nipples, I'll kill you. And no egregiously unoptimized stuff. You can be a little bit laggy if it's a work in progress or if it's something very heavy that shouldn't be used much. But if you're crashing people, please leave. Respectfully. And then come back once it doesn't crash people, and I'll gush about what you made. Once again... People who want to show off earlier, there. People who want to show off later, there. We'll do a bit of a lineup thingy. I'll go from 1 to 2, and, you know, I'll count across. There we are. A healthy couple people. Let me get the snipping tool up again. And remember, if this is something that someone else made, which is in the rules that you can do, credit them appropriately. Copy that. Close. Open up Microsoft Paint. I'm doing my best. And there we go. There we have it. Now, if everyone apart from Fujin could politely recall to their seats, and then you, my good man, can come up and show off.
I have my mirror on.
Yes, thank you. So today I'm going to be showing a prefab that I made, I'm working on. It's a watch, as usual, because I'm a watchmaker of this game by this point. If somebody would please take the camera and put it right above my wrist, I'm just going to position my arm on this little chair so it doesn't go too much. Okay, maybe from the other side, so it was not like upside down. Yes, perfect. Thank you, exactly. So it shows time, as you can see, but it has one more function, and I'm gonna activate it right now. And now you see how the hammer is striking the wheel and the second hand is moving. Now this is not a simple animation only. This is actually contacts and receivers. The contacts are on the teeth of the hammer and receivers are on the wheel. So with every strike, it adds a value, and the value is reflected onto a float value that animates the second hand. So this is technically a mechanically animated watch, and it's very accurate, mathematically accurate actually. So it's technically a chronograph. I can stop it anytime and make it go again. I'm gonna add in a reset function so it can be used as a stopwatch, but yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's very fast, very quick, but I wanted to show it anyway, so. Thank you.
Good on you. Okay. Businessman, take the camera, take the camera. What do you mean, no? That's taking you to do that. That was a lovely watch. Very, very watchy. It tells me the time, which sometimes opening menus lag the living shit out of me, and also know that most of your watches can do different time zones, so that would be a big convenience. Next up will be Profidor. Profidor?
Oh man. Thank you, thank you. Hey guys, been a while. So I wanted to do a couple things to show today. So I use this avatar sometimes when I just want to fit it in with the other anime folk. This was a design I made a while back, but I wanted to show off that for St. Patrick's Day, I decided to go out and make a green version of it. And so it was just sort of a fun design. I went to it was the Great Pug event with this. It was a good time. Just sort of remixing this guy and giving him like a new outfit that I kind of just found and threw together. I made the glasses. I made the little gems that spin around. Everything else is basically just modified assets I found online. So I can't honestly tell you where any of them are from. You know, people post things from other locations, but I can just say that I haven't really officially modeled any of these. So there's that. And so I wanted to show off the avatar I wanted to submit for the competition. So I put this together in about like a week, but this was basically a just strange and all around design that I just had in my head that I wanted to kind of like put together into VRChat. It's basically a metal sculpture of some kind. I do other kinds of avatars like this, but this one was it was a bit more rounder or more curvy, and it's under 10K polygons. So if I can get this working on Quest, I think it'll be at least a good quality. But yeah, it's you know, just something I you know, tried to do that was entirely unique, that hopefully captures people's but yeah, that's about it. Not really any functionality. It was basically, it doesn't even have like, you know, lip syncing or visemes or eye tracking. It's just a straight model, just a mesh. But I did get the tail going with the fizz bones. I was surprised that having any fizz bones at all would set a Quest avatar from excellent to good. So knowing that, I could give myself the 10K polygon limit to the 7.5K limit. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know if there's room for questions, but since other people were ahead of me, I'm just gonna back. Thanks, everyone.
A respectable spaghetti monster. I do love your style of either using constraints to do cool stuff or making things look like what they have constraints when they don't, which hurts my brain in the best way possible. I take it you're all done with your lollygagging and your waiting?
I'm ready! I swear I'm ready! Please!
You better be! Now get up here! Apologies for those ahead of the list. Get in there.
Alright, okay. So, how do I start with this? I'm doing Avatar Jam stuff, right? And unfortunately I don't have too much to exactly show off about it other than a very, very, very alpha version of the model itself. It's so bad that I went monochrome, right? But I figured, how could I incorporate something like, you know, a fella that I call, like a critter, like, you know, my dragon, but not just my dragon, but something else, something more than that, something like that can be many different things, and I made this. Right now it might not look like too much. I don't have visemes or expressions or eye tracking because I've not coded that yet, and there's a good reason for it. But, so right now I'm kind of a cat with like a shirt. Oh no, I have the robe on. But right now I just have like these little toggles. We've got a tee. You can also turn the hoodie into a robe, and that kind of works, but text strings later. So, robe, hoodie, tee, and we also got pants too. But that's not the cool thing. So, I wanted to make multiple different characters with this, and I'm gonna take off the clothes, and I'm gonna strip down naked. Sorry, Twitch, but you know. But yeah, my viewpoint isn't even correct right now, so I'm not sure if I'm looking in the correct position. But here's my idea. I wanted to. Oh, of course the head doesn't. I didn't set up the head correctly, but I made a model that can kind of shapeshift by accident. I made, with shape keys, different sets of bodies. So right now we have one for like a lizard, and I would toggle on the lizard head, but I set up the parameters incorrectly. And then we've got human as well, if you want to be, you know, boring and normal. And I don't think you have it. No, I did set the tail on this, because my idea is, you know, someone would merge, I would show off the heads if I had them right now, but because I coded it incorrectly, I set it to be a button instead of a radio menu. You can blame me for that. But I have multiple different versions of the head. Right now I'm a cat, but I also made six different ones. We have the human, we have a bunny, we have a dragon, we have a lizard, two different things, and then we have a wolf, because I've never done a canine before, but I'm sure I got it well. I would show off the blending right now, but that's the reason why the human has a tail, is because I'm like, you know, we put like some kind of a wolf tail there. But I also want to have an option to turn it off, and I would have a lot more model to show off if it weren't for me lollygagging forever, and, you know, some of my friends being like, oh man, they just dropped the new gritty in Fortnite, we gotta buy that. I'm like, god damn it, okay. That's out today, by the way, if anyone's interested. Like, I don't even know, but I heard that. The gritty's in the item shop. 500. I'm putting that on Goku. But all right, we got so this model's definitely work in progress. I'll change back to the cat, so I'm a little less of an eyesore because I decided to put a toon shader on and thought that was gonna work, and probably not. But there are options that I have for shoes, which I had to actually literally just delete in the project itself before I uploaded, because I'm like, shit, I forgot I didn't make a shape key to turn off the shoes. But there's no expressions or facial stuff because I am working with a giant fucking network of, I think I'm on like 230 shape keys now, and they're all required. I have visemes for each different head. I have expressions for 9 expressions for each different head. Possibly 8, because I might not do the 9th, but 8 expressions for each different head, and they all blend together in theory, but with my theories, I've always executed them correctly. They shall blend together with weights that equivalent to, I think it's the, yeah, it would be the blend mode of the, I gotta change the animation speed, but a lot of stuff I'm factoring in. And a lot of it's just mess with the controls, but functions there. I just gotta actually make it. So hopefully you might see like this shape-shifting kind of model on the avatar row. I'm not trying to win anything, but I just like, I want to make a fella. And I'm going for some kind of urban look. So I'm a bit confused about art style, and I have not really done too much texturing yet, but at least I know it's simple. And even though I might want to try Substance Painter, I know it's more for realistic things, but maybe it's a way to add some kind of an urban flair to it. I just have to figure out what art style, but the model's here. I know. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. Sorry for all the hubbub. I'll let the next person go, and I'm gonna go back to my ordinary businessman outfit. I'm sorry for losing my suit.
You're quite excused, businessman. Next up on the list would be Zek or Zeke, or however which way you say. What are we at? What are we at?
I'm here now, yeah. Hello, so I've been in Shaderland for like all of the past couple of months. So I have a few projects to show off. One of them is already on me. I made the Game of Life in a shader, and I add a little bit of extra noise every once in a while like that to keep it running. So that's why it doesn't die, but it was a cool project. So a lot of my time has been with eyes because I like eye shaders and I wanted to make some. So if I can find it, hopefully this works. I uploaded it and didn't test. So this is one of my latest things that I was experimenting with, a black hole eye. And so these are designed to go like on your eyes directly, and you can see like, I don't know if the camera wants to see like on my eyes I got the black holes, right? And there's a lot of like cool stuff that I've set it up to be able to do. That's actually on Gumroad now. I wanted to start selling some of my fucking addiction. So other than that, I've been messing around with some like audio link particle stuff. I don't know, I believe the world can do audio link, right?
Yes, it can.
Oop, flying away.
Oh.
Oop, there we go. So let me turn up the music so I can actually hear it. Or I guess not music. So I've been messing with like different particle setups, and if I can get the ball to actually, controller's messed up. Whatever, it doesn't want to come to me, but this right now just has like a distortion. The ball itself with is ray marched, so with really like loud music, it actually pixel by pixel can expand out along different axes. Get the camera again. Take a look at that. So this has been like a lot of my time lately is doing stuff like that. I also have another one. This one, be careful with the camera, don't get it too close, because it can cause some lag, but it can get like closer, just not like right up in it. This is a little solar system. If you wanna...
I can't. It's not loaded in for me. I've got bad internet.
Okay. So all of that is... Actually, I'll stand back on the thing.
Cool.
So all of that is ray marched, so it's actually a cube, and it's done in the shader. It's not the best. Like if you look carefully, you'll see that there's a lot of like normals issues and stuff like that. It's also really unoptimal, so like sticking your face in it will like tank your frames, but let's not do that. But yeah, that's a shader. And yeah, I've just been messing with a lot of stuff like that. Be careful. Yeah. But yeah, that's mostly been what I've been working with lately since last time. But,
Stick it in my face, I have a 4090, it can be on stream.
You're the one streaming, you silly Billy!
Yeah, but I have a 4090, it should be fine! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Next up should be... you.
Hello. I only have one avatar to show off, and it's an avatar I made from the flavor of the month of games that my friends and I have been playing, so it's just short and sweet. We've been playing a lot of Deep Rock, so of course I added one of these. The audio might be a little broken, so if you can't hear it, I might want to get close, but like, you can just ping the gold chunk and just go, "We're rich." And if you have multiple versions of this avatar out, they can ping the same gold chunk and just be an absolute nuisance to your friends in a single lobby, just having a whole bunch of people spamming, "We're rich," just like in the original game. Yeah, this is just all I wanted to show off. It's really dumb and has a bad habit of causing a lot of chaos when you get a bunch of people like these guys just pinging it.
Oh my god. There's an infestation.
Yeah, okay, that's it.
Documentary.
Oh, it's sweet and horrifying. You could cause a pestilence of such a thing if not measured carefully. Next up would be the RPG Slayer.
Alright, hello. Don't have much to show off. Just haven't been working on like much Avatar stuff. I've been mostly working on commissions, but I recently just released this new free base, you know. So this is the model. It doesn't have too much because I only spent like what 3 days making and setting this up. So it just has like some expressions, like a kimono style base. The eyes. Also has like let's see what else. Planet moves, like little idle animation. Has little sparkle trails. Very simple Unity party effect, and those star beams. And then but like for the past like week I've been working on another base. This one's not anywhere near done. I just finished like the rigging, so it's very rough, like work in progress, but gotta figure out. So this is just like the base model complete. Works decently in full body. Like I think I got like proportion and everything right. Also like model the butt to be, let's just say, very defined. Yeah, that's all it is for me.
Excuse me.
Very good work. Very good work for like, you said 3 days?
3 days for this.
I wish I could work that fast and that proportionate. It said everything I make looks silly. Not in the bad way, but just silly. Last but most definitely not least, Mr. M. If you'd take the stage.
Okie dokie. Hi everybody. Today I'm showing off the thing I made for the jam. Her name's AMP. That's short for Autonomous Machine Person. So the goal of this avatar was to like sort of showcase all of the sort of fiddly diddly quest things I developed for the past few years, such as vertex dragging, the LED thing, and some other shit. So first off, the arms, they're using vertex dragging to do this sort of like springy look. Kind of obvious. Can you bring the camera closer over?
So yes, sir.
Bring him to like the legs.
Oh goodness.
So the legs are using fizz bones to drive an animation on them to like rotate the gears. Oh, losing balance.
I'll support you.
Originally I was going to use like a receiver on the hip and a sender on the heel, which would have worked, but turned out this was more efficient with what I ended up doing. I'm also using the fizz bones to like lock the rotation on the required axis so it doesn't like, the like lower leg doesn't twist. You can actually see the structure if you turn on fizz bones. Like this whole lower thing is just fake. Just fizz bone operations. There's a bunch of customization on this. You can change different body types. I have a meter called rotundness. It's another thing on there. You can shift the hue. There's a bunch of animation stuff. Where's the camera? So the default AFK animation is this. But there is there's also like a secondary toggle for a more elaborate AFK. Oh.
Dead.
He's dead.
Oh
That was fun to animate. Let's see. There's a specialized mute gesture. That's the wrong button. Little zipper.
What the hell did you do that on Quest? What the fuck?
You can turn the dome off and it looks really weird. You're also able to, there's many interactions involving the glass. If you want to change eye mode, you tap it. If you want to go back to regular head mode, you do that. And if you find a gesture you like, also hand gestures control eye poses. But if you find like a channel you like, you squish the top and it locks it into place.
What if I touch it?
Go nuts. It's very aggressive. Ow. There's an emission toggle, so you can make it really bright. Ah! Too bright. And it looks really weird with, why is it not changing? Oh, because the emission's off. I can't tell. There you go. It's really weird without emissions on. For the Quest version of this, I'd use standard light shader, because the standard sort of Quest shader thing, because I want to do like a matte cap thing, but there wasn't an emission option on that, so didn't quite look right. There's another thing I've been working on called that works similar to vertex dragging. It's called partial vertex scaling. I'm gonna turn mission back on up. So it changes the setting in Avatar that warps the avatar mesh based off velocity. It's very prevalent, noticeable with jumping. You're also able to make it really extreme. It's honestly not the best avatar, like, sort of design to show off something like this, but it, I think it looks neat anyway, just to have a little extra toy on this avatar. Yeah. And it, like, and when experimenting with this, I found that, like, when you scale the entire mesh partially, it causes your hands to move in a way that isn't, like, good for, like, an immersive VR experience. So I made it so that only squishes the body as opposed to the arms. I think that was a good compromise. What else is there? I think that's about it. Bonus thing, I made a ghost the other few weeks ago. A little silly ghost character. A little blanket ghost.
Don't be that scary.
Yeah, they're just a little ghost, but they can lie down. Don't look at me, I'm scary. You can also make it really big. And the way it works is it uses a receiver and a sender in the head to determine how high it is to the ground. That's the most effective way I can think about doing it. That way, because if I were to make it just attached to my head and I went under the ground, it would like pull the whole thing underground, which wouldn't be good. That's pretty much it. Never mind. That's all I had to show off.
That's awesome.
I love squash and stretch. I love your shapey work, and you may give me the most intricate rundown explanation of how you managed to do the constraints without using the constraints, just through weight painting. And something in there will probably fry. That shit is awesome. Anyway, with that, I do believe we're done. I do believe we've concluded quite possibly the silliest Avatar Roundup, April 1st, the silliest one. I think we've concluded it. With this, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night. This has been the Avatar Roundup of April Fool's Day. I hope you all have fun. I hope you all had fun. Businessman, would you like to give a bow? Would you like to bow off the crowd? Nah.
Can we have a new host?
Come on.
End the stream.
No! No, I'm not ready to end it just yet.
No.
I haven't cut my finger yet.
We're done! I'm gonna beat the shit out of
Ah! No!
boys!